Good morning. I will start by quoting a very famous person that most of us know, Dr. Martin Luther King. He says, "True compassion is not the continuous giving of alms to a beggar, but it is the realization that the edifice which produces beggars needs restructuring." So that is something that has been in my heart, because when you see people begging, the problem is not the people that are begging, but the systems that have made sure that people continue to beg. So I come from Swaziland, and in Swaziland, like many of the countries, we have a very controversial or very difficult financial situations, whereby you have other people who are very rich and you have other people who are very poor. And so there are these income inequalities. And in Swaziland, like most of African countries, most of the ECD work that is done by volunteers who in some cases are not paid and in some cases are not even trained. So in 2015, I took up on something which I call financial inclusion. So I went out to 4 communities that were being reached by the program that I was working on. So I went out to the 4 communities with this idea of including people, because we realized that when people are in financial difficulties, most of the time they will go to someone who is going to borrow them money. And then most of the time the money they borrow, it comes with a very high interest rate. And most of the time you will find that when they try to pay back the money, it's not so easy. They have to get another loan to pay the initial loan, and then get another loan to pay the second loan. So then it becomes a cycle whereby people are unable to recover from it. So we came up with this model, savings groups model. And we went out to these communities with this model. And we were saying to people, you can form up groups where you can come together and save your money. Save from whatever you have, the little money that you have. People will tell you that we don't have money. But if you tell them, if you try to explain to them that the little things that you buy in life, people are able to buy airtime. People are able to buy very little things. So why don't they save some of that so that they're able to, reach out later and get the money and get a loan and be able to meet their financial needs? So what happened is, when we start these savings groups, it's groups of 10 to 20 people who have a common interest, who have a common economic status, who are going to come together and discuss and form their committee and form their own group. So we went with the groups, and when they save the money, they are able to borrow from the scheme, and when they borrow from the scheme, they're able to do different things that they need. They're able to pay for their children's education. They're able to get a bus and go to a clinic so that they're able to get assisted. So they're able to do many things because of the financial muscle that they now have, because of the scheme that they have. So I was there for about 6 months, and we did the program for 6 months. And we were able to start 20 groups. And these 20 groups were able to get about 400 people saving money in their groups. And in the end of that 6 months, they had collected about $40,000 US. And they were able to give to each other loans to the value of $80,000. So don't ask me about the mathematics. I think there's a magic that goes on. Yeah, we might explain if you want us to explain, but it happens like that. So you get this money, and then when you come and borrow, you get a loan, and then you come later, you get another loan. So it's if you paid the other loan. So now that we have done this, people were able to meet their financial needs, and they are able to send their children to school, and they are able to pay for they are able to get food, they are able to get things that they needed. And so we were so impressed by that. And in the end of the program, the people are able to share whatever they have saved there, because the interest that they collect is not going to an institution, it's their interest. So whatever you pay in the form of interest is part of your program. So I realized that maybe we should start talking about savings, even in the World Forum, because most of us, we are coming from very poor communities where it's not easy to come up with any financial model that can be used, to boost people, to make sure that people are motivated, to make sure that people continue to volunteer their services. So things like saving schemes, they're able to improve the lives of people so that people are able to access certain things. Thank you very much.